So, we're at episode 28, and thank you for the reminder, Wisp, of this piratey campaign. The lot of you have, well, not a lot of you, most of you were on a ship that battled the Shayak and liberated some former captives in the canyons of Ghoul, which is a very rocky and desolate place that the Shayak fleet that attacked Freeport was trying to navigate through to take their prisoners and the wealth that they had captured back to their empire. Afterwards, with additional ships, you made your way to Port Marley again to make repairs and hand in the proof that you had defeated some of the Shark vessels. Before making your way over to the Shattered Hand, a rather dingy and out-of-the-way tavern in the warehouse district that has a... yes, you did keep the flags.
Okay.
You made your way to this tavern. It's got a very poor reputation amongst the locals as being a den of crime, but it doesn't seem like the local government does much about it.
We've enjoyed it before. It's a good place.
To be fair, a den of crime does seem like our kind of place.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd be welcome at like the upscale taverns, especially after we blew it up.
Well, to be honest, that was another dingy waterfront tavern, basically the closest one to the docks. The place that you're in is also known, especially to you lot, as a front for the local criminal organization that you only know as the Syndicate, and their leader is a elderly man going by the nickname The Fifth. Now, to introduce our setting at the moment, that you've all piled into the bar. I believe Mug had gone up for ale, and Silas, you had also annoyed the barkeep but been told to shut up because the front doesn't work when you're blabbing about the Syndicate in the back room. But you've sat down and you've begun enjoying your first drinks. At this stage, we'll introduce our newest character, who is also in this tavern. So, what are they doing at the moment? This is a place they would probably have been pointed towards to either find work or to find people who knew where work was going.
Yeah, so he's probably up at the bar trying to get information out of the barkeeper of who should you talk to go find adventure and money.
The barkeep is a surly, he's not old, but he's graying man with a beard, and he looks your character up and down. So how would your character look to him? I'm presuming he would look quite well dressed compared to most of the locals.
Yes. He would be pretty tall and wearing a very nice jacket. Cleanly shaved. and hair pretty trimmed as well to not get everywhere. You would easily see his elven heritage.
The barkeep would take in all your apparel and basically be comparing it to everyone else in the tavern right now and say, well, it depends on what kind of work you're after. If you're after just work in the warehouses, it's pretty back-breaking labor. I don't know if you'd be up for that kind of work.
I was more thinking of work that got me to see the world. There's a lot of ships coming through this place, isn't there? Gotta be some of them that needs work.
There's ships aplenty coming in and out, so you could either go down to the docks and find out which are the latest to come in. Most of them will always need crew. Otherwise, you can see if there's any captains that have stumbled their way in here for a drink.
I think at that, at least turns halfway, tries to scan the room, see if there's any would-be captains he would be able to spot.
I feel like this is an awesome moment to just walk into the tavern.
Well, you've already been there, but you've been sat down at a table.
Yeah. To be honest, Mug can be like very loudly talking about their adventures. It
Oh,
would be
definitely.
it wouldn't be
like,
out of character for Mug.
I feel like Mug would be loudly talking about it, and like Silas would join in enthusiastically whenever Mug tells some fun story. And then Wisp would probably be shushing them, going like, "No."
So
Also, Silas bought a new outfit. I must show what he looks like. He's basically this, but without the sword and with a big bushy red beard.
Hmm.
He's
so
giving in to that pirate temptation.
you see, obviously, that there's a lot of sort of laborers in worksman smocks and basically in clothing that's just like a step above rags. But there are a couple of people that do stand out as being different, but there is one that does catch your eye, which is the boisterous group that definitely look like they're not local. And from what you've seen so far in your travels, they do have some aspects of looking like they've gotten used to traveling via air. There's the ruddiness around their cheeks of being out in the sun, and various other telltale signs.
I think that's about Mug.
Well, with a nod to the barkeep and quick. Well, I think I've found my first opportunity, and then he starts walking down to to the group.
and then I punched myself.
Hmm.
And it was a good fight, said Mug.
So
This bastard. Yeah.
over to a table walks a tall elven man with a fancy jacket and a backpack over his shoulder. He walks over and gives you all a quick look. And you guys seems to be the adventuring type.
Yeah. We've gone on some really good adventures. Right to bastard?
Yeah.
We call him that.
I think adventures could be one word for him.
Wait, his wanted poster said bastard on it. He's still the bastard, right?
Yeah, that would still be me, I guess. They did not get the nose right, though.
I will not say profanic words. Thank you very much.
What was that?
I won't say profanic words. Thank you very much.
But you clean fellow. You're looking for some good adventures.
Well,
Don't-
I'm looking to see the world, and you seem well traveled, to say the least.
Yeah, we could get you around. However, what would be in it for us? What do you have to offer to the ship?
Are we adopting someone else now?
Wait,
Adopting?
aren't we
Adopting?
looking
We
for
need to
work?
man a full ship.
Well, I was looking for work. You see, I'm a storm mage.
Ooh.
A what mage? A
Storm
mage? Wait, you can do magic. Can you do magic doors?
Oh no.
magic doors? No.
Oh man.
I can give you quite the shock, though.
What?
Oh, that shocked me.
You want me to shock you?
Silence opens his mouth to like intervene, and then you
Fight.
see him like think, and he goes, "You know what? I quite like you to like to see you shock him as well."
Very responsible, Captain.
I like a good fight. Let's see what you can do, little queen
That's
fellow.
not a fight mug.
There's a look of wonder at at the group, and with a small sigh, like, well, oh, if that's what it's gonna take to give me a job.
Wait, no, away from Hustle. Go stand over there.
Mug is getting his fists ready.
In the meantime, I'm gonna like shoot a glance to the barkeep and just wave him over for a quick second.
The barkeep looks at you, frowns, and puts down a very tarnished copper mug on the bench that he's been cleaning over and over, and walks on over.
I'm gonna like ask the storm mage and Mug to hold on for a second. We need to make sure that he's okay with it. And I take out 5 gold and I hand it to like the barkeep, going, "Here, this should cover what's about to happen."
He just
Aw.
pockets the gold and says, "If you'd like, we can set up a place for it."
Wait,
Oh, do you have
I was
lots
just
of
gonna
fists?
give him a
Let's do it.
I was just gonna give him a minor shock. I wasn't planning on actual fighting.
I
Well,
know
you
you
see.
weren't planning on it, but you were shocking.
We don't do minor.
You were shocking Mug, so Silas is just like preemptively making sure that whatever Mug is about to do, that doesn't harm our reputation.
You see,
Go big or go home.
you see him look Mug up
If
and
you
down
have a
and
proper
go,
pit.
"For safety's sake, I'll let you use it."
Yes,
And
I'm
he-
going to be back in the pit. Mug goes back to the pit.
And he gestures towards a door behind the bar and says, "If you follow that, go down the stairs, and there is an area that normally gets set up from time to time for late night entertainment. It should suit your needs, and don't worry about breaking the furniture."
Good. That's what I like.
I'm gonna look at the mage and go, "We'll stop him in time." Ish.
I think at this point he shoots a small pleading look to Whisp, who seems to be the most reasonable person in this group.
Oh
Like,
boy.
are they serious?
Very, unfortunately.
Well, I did want to see the world, and yep.
You know what? you know what? If you do this and survive, you're hired.
Oh wow. You know what? Even if you're not seeing the bird, you are going to see some good stars. I guarantee you. Oh, before we start, let's have your name, little fellow.
Little fellow, says the dwarf to like the elf that's about twice as tall as him.
Yeah, but like half his size and like thin.
Well, the name's Haldir. And you?
I'm a mug, and then he spits in his hand and holds it out. Pleasure to meet you, Haldir. Aren't you going to shake on it?
Haldir just spits in his hand and clasps. He doesn't seem that phrased about that part.
Mug gives him a strong shake, so like
Uh-oh.
a proper one.
When he gets his hand back, he shakes it a bit. And like, okay.
Ew.
So, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah, let's get ready.
So, Mug, I'm going to presume that you're super excited and going to take the lead.
Oh yeah. I mean, we can roll for initiative if you want.
Well, it's more heading down. So the barkeep will wave you over, and then he'll unlock a door and sort of just usher you through.
Yes, let's go down.
And it leads you down a rickety staircase into what is the basement of this place. So a large, sprawling stone basement. Mug, as soon as you get down there, you are very familiar with this kind of setting. There is a rope circle in the middle that sort of loops around the vast majority of this place, and chairs and pews sort of scattered around the outsides. It is quite literally a underground fighting ring.
Ooh, I might have been here before. Nice memories. Yeah, I remember breaking that guy's skull here. That was fun.
Haldir looks a bit around like, well, this is a first.
You're seeing the good side of the word, boy.
Just before we begin, do you have anyone you would like any messages to go to, or things that you would like passed on should the worst happen?
Haldir's starting to walk over to a chair and take off his jacket and put it there. Like, well, I don't think there was anyone that's really gonna care, but you guys said you were gonna stop him, right?
Oh yeah, no, Edric said he was going to stop him. Don't get involved with stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Oh, it has to be a proper shock, right? I mean, I've never really fought a proper mage, but I'm sure it will be good fun. You take punch as well, mage?
I just realized the issue with this.
Good to see you've clued on.
Yes.
I think Alara would be the only one who'd be able to stop him.
Alara has not come to the tavern with you. She has returned to the ship.
Oops.
Well, there goes our healer then.
It's more the fact that this warrior is like, wasn't you specialized in murdering mages?
It's okay. I'm not going to use the bullets yet.
I'd like to hold my hand out. Mug, pistols.
Oh yeah. Of course, we're just brawling, just giving a small shock.
Yeah.
I don't need the weapon.
So I take the pistols and I say, if you need them, just yell.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then I say to Jurgen, or not Jurgen, Haldir, I'm confused. Haldir. I say to Haldir, don't worry, you'll be safe. Ish.
I can't wait. You can see that where Haldir put his jacket, he now have a small, like long container that he clicks open, and out comes a flute in some kind of black material with silver runes on it, and he takes in his hand,
Ooh.
like twirls it in his hands, and then walks towards the ring.
Yeah, so Haldir, you were saying you have not seen much of the world yet.
Not much outside of the out of my country, but I've been in a few scraps.
Yeah, well, you've certainly not seen a pit before, but I didn't see that many things before I started traveling with them. But once you join us, it will be fine. If you survive. But
Mog, you have just the way with words.
good. So if you're ready for this, Haldir. It might literally. It's okay. It's not going to kill anyone.
Thankfully, unarmed combat is technically non-lethal.
Haldir is now standing in one corner and looks over at Mog. So, Mog, do you want the small shark or the big shark?
Mug?
Oh, we lost Mug there for a second.
Mug?
Here we go.
Mug?
Hello.
Yep,
Yes.
we got you back.
Yeah, sorry, my sound went away.
All good. What was the last thing you heard?
Well, I'm not. I was asking what we should be doing if we are rolling initiative. Or
Okay, Haldir did ask first, did you want the big or the small shark?
oh, okay. Well, we might as well go all out.
Haldir gives a nod.
Rightio, so the way I'll do this is because you're standing on opposite ends of the ring, Haldir will get the shot off first.
Yeah.
So, Haldir, what do you do?
Yes. I would like to cast Lightning Bolt.
Go for it. So, from memory, that is...
Lightning bolts. I have the description if you want
Yep,
it.
that's right, I've got it up. And that is a direct hit. You don't have to roll to attack with it, you just hit with it.
Ooh.
It does have a target number. Do I need to roll to cast?
Oh, actually, casting time major, target number 15. Ooh, actually, yes, it does have a target number because it is a targeted spell. So you do roll that plus your intellect from memory.
Yes.
Yep. So you roll 3d6, add your intellect, and if you are skilled in your arcana, you can add a focus to it. And then you have to just beat your target number to actually hit.
Yeah, and I have rolled, so I just put it into here.
Yep. Sorry, I'm used to the healers, which obviously do touch attacks. So that, yep, that's a hit because it beats your target.
Okay. So the lightning bolt inflicts 2d6 plus willpower penetration damage.
Ooh.
And a target must
18.
make a successful constitution stamina test versus your spell power only takes 1d6 plus willpower
Yeah.
instead.
Oh,
So,
okay. So I can do a Constitution.
Yep, Constitution,
Yeah.
stamina if you got it.
And your target number will be 16.
Yeah, I have Constitution stamina. So I guess I get a +2 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus my Constitution,
Yep.
and I roll 3d6, right?
Yep. Your character is actually quite geared to dealing with magic.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have the stamina as well. So this is. Oh, this is just 15 because I didn't roll.
Hooray!
Yeah. It was very close.
All good. So
Okay.
just roll the damage.
Yeah, so that's 18.
Oh. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh.
Snake
Is it going
eyes.
to be a small shock? Oh no, it's a small shock. How does
Literal
armor
minimum damage.
So
count?
the way I'll describe this is that you have summoned up a giant amount of.
Wait, before this happens, does armor actually subtract from this or not?
It's penetrating, so it will
Okay, it
only
doesn't,
take
yeah.
half off. Off the top of my head, at least that's what I'll go with for now.
Oh, so it takes half of. So my armor works half as well as normally.
Yep, against a penetrating attack.
Okay. Okay, cool. But that's still only 3 hit points. Sorry. Yeah,
That's
please
right.
describe it.
So
The double snake eyes.
don't worry, I did that on a healing spell the other session. It happens.
This fight will go nicely.
You summon a ton of lightning between your fingers, stretching them out, and throw a massive bolt of lightning. However, your aim is ever so slightly off, so although it does hit your target, it grazes past, and the bulk of the blast actually hits behind Mug.
Hmm.
A random unoffending chair just explodes.
Hey,
The way
what was that?
the way you see
Yeah.
Haldir cast the spell is the flute. He is currently using it like a conductor's stick. So like he has a big orchestra in front of him. Like he makes some moves and then suddenly the lightning between his hands and then just throws it at you.
Oh, okay, and it only grazes Mug and goes to the side. Hey, you're holding back. I told you to go all out. Well, see how I take to that.
I'll see how well the chair beside you took it.
This was only a small shock. I will show you what a big shock is.
Oh boy.
Radio. Mug, what are you going to be doing?
So Mug charges. Out there. And attacks with his fist.
Right.
So.
You'll get a +1 for your charge too.
It's okay. I'm not going to kill him. But it's just funny that you barely scratched. And he's like, that's not the big shock that you promised.
False advertising.
Yeah.
To be honest, lightning bolt can do a lot of damage.
Oh yeah.
I know, but he doesn't understand that. He has never thrown a piece of meat
true.
before.
The charred remains of the chair behind Mug is not important.
No. He didn't feel the shock. He needs to feel a big shock. Yeah, and +2, right? And it's accuracy with the fists, isn't it? Not fighting.
Yes, it is
Oh, it
accuracy.
doesn't matter. It's the same actually. So that's 10. Okay, so does 16 hit you?
Yes. I believe my defense is 13.
Okay. Okay. It's okay. The fist is just 1d6 plus strength, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's going to be light as well. Okay, so that's only 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage, huh?
Yeah. So 9 points.
And if you have armor on of any kind, you subtract that from any damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You don't have any armor on. Oh no.
Mages typically
Oh
don't.
no.
Mages don't wear armor.
Glenn, do you want to just how Mug attacks Haldir then?
So, based on the fact that you've done just a full bull rush, you would have seen Mug take the graze, shout at you, Haldir, and then he'd have sort of lowered his head and just rushed at you, and thrown everything into a punch that would, based on his height, likely have hit you low in the gut.
That's a big shock, isn't it?
Haldir like doubles over.
Are you okay, dear?
Now, remind me, is like just a regular attack? Is that a major or a minor action?
Any attack, including a physical one, will be a major action.
Great. So as Haldir like bends over, he slaps his hand on Mug, and I guess I'm gonna try and cast Jolt instead.
Go for it.
Is that his
Nice.
backup shock?
That's the small shock.
Aw.
It only has a target number of 11, so it's a bit easier to cast. Oh, and I think this is a stunt as well.
Oh, did you roll a stunt point?
Yeah, because I rolled two
Yep.
4s, right?
That is 4 stunt points.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
means you can,
15 does hit.
means you can pretty much use any up to the last 2 stunts, which are 5 points each.
You can use multiple things as well if you get the cheapest.
I think. I mean, I'm gonna be running through my magic power here, but I may just use fast casting. So after you resolve this spell, you can immediately cast another spell.
Go for it.
Ooh.
Yeah, mages can get pretty evil if they stunt.
Right.
Ooh.
So this spell, the Jolt, just deals 2 penetrating damage. It doesn't deal
Okay.
much. And then you
Oh.
need to make a Constitution Stamina, which you're a boss at.
Okay, Constitution stamina. Oh, yeah. That didn't work out. I mean, it didn't work out for you because I rolled well for the Constitution save. So that I think that's definitely going to.
Oh.
I'm not going to edit up because that's going to be above whatever.
It's more than 16, so it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. So hand goes down, a small shock that Mug probably barely registers, and then from inside
Yeah.
of the flute, another bolt of lightning just flies out. Let's try another lightning bolt.
Yeah, actually, the 2 penetrating one I wouldn't even feel because I'm wearing armor
Mhm.
4.
Yep.
Oh, are you trying to tickle me? That's not how you should do it.
Well, let's see. Let's see if the lightning bolt makes you actually
Oh, actually,
feel it.
I will correct
Because
myself. Penetrating damage ignores armor.
Oh, it's
aha,
ignores armor.
Yep.
Okay. I will add that up then.
My apologies
Thank
for
you
that.
for looking it up. Yeah, that's okay.
and I managed to stunt once again.
Ooh.
Uh,
But can you use stunt points on the second one as well? Or how does that work, Glenn?
I'll just double check on that. Normally you can't, but it usually says on the skill that you use.
you do not get any more
Yep.
stun points. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
So
it is very specific to the stunts you're trying to do.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
But 16 is one more than I need.
Yeah. So
So
do I roll another Constitution save as well?
yes.
Yep, for half damage, I think, on lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This one is not going to be made. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be enough. So this will be full damage. Yeah, it's only 14.
I'm
Yeah,
rolling not very good, but
14. It's okay. It's actually more damage than we thought, so I will react accordingly.
yeah. So 7 more.
Yeah, okay. See, you're finally warming up a little bit.
Haven't I passed this test yet? And he's like backing up into the corner. Pretty sure Mog is gonna slug him another one.
Come on, I only just gave you a small pat. How about
Mug,
you take another one?
Mug,
What?
you know what? If we stop it here, I'll buy you a drink, and you get to fight the twins back on deck.
Ooh.
And then I'll
I
buy
mean-
you another drink.
Oh, 2 drinks. I mean, that's a lot of drinks. That's 2 more drinks than I currently have. You know what, Haldir? You're hired.
I'm happy to be hired.
Welcome to the crew.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Now that you're one of us, the name's Silas. And I
Pleasure
take
to
off
meet
my
you,
fancy
Silas.
hat. I take off my fancy hat and make like a bow. Good to meet you too. And welcome aboard, I guess.
It's definitely a pleasure knowing Mark will punch other people than me from now on.
Well, you never know. I might get to train you, right?
Oh boy.
We'll
You will. Yeah.
we'll make sure you get as few punches as possible.
I'll appreciate that.
But did you have fun? It has been a while since I was in the pits. It's a good place to be, isn't it?
It was definitely an experience. Usually when I fight with people, they don't hit as hard as you do, Mug.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
a bit
that's good
like
to hear.
he's a bit like a cannonball to the gut.
That's a very apt description, Silas.
I've been on your end as well.
Ah.
Oh,
Oh.
but you should see the cannonballs that I can shoot. They are shining. They're the best cannonballs.
Uh-huh. And Haldir walks over and packs up the flute and puts it into the jacket as he takes it on.
That's a cool looking flute.
Thank you. It's very dear to me.
We'll make
Oh.
sure to keep it hidden around this lot then.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
I
good
will
at
try.
not stealing things from people we know.
I will try not to break it. I mean, as long as you don't leave it lying around, I will not sit on it. Probably.
Haldir
But yeah,
pats the pocket that is like the inner pocket, and like it's gonna stay right here
That
unless I
sounds
have a
like a
use
good
for
idea.
it.
but you know what, Haldir? Let's have a drink and let's hear your story.
See, that I can definitely be a part of.
First round's on me.
Yes, you promised. Huh.
Ah, great.
And I guess we head back to our table.
So you make your way back upstairs, and you see the barkeep sort of give a confused look as you all file out and sit back down at the table together. He scratches his head a little bit. He was half expecting someone to be dragged up by the ankles.
It's at that point that I ordered drinks for the entire table.
Haldir definitely walks a bit slower. Also, casting so many spells is tiring work.
So the barkeep gets your order and pours up a couple of drinks and sends over one of the barmaids with a tray and a number of mugs sitting on top of it.
Oh no, not again, not more mugs.
Oh gosh.
Quick mention here is that Silas would specifically request the strongest he has.
Noted.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So the
Yeah,
barmaid plonks
you-
them one at a time down in front of everyone. And then she turns around and holds up a folded piece of parchment and says, "Is there a Wisp at this table?"
Yes, that's me.
"Mail for
Ooh.
you." And she drops it off on the table in front of you and then walks off.
Thanks. I'm gonna read it, I guess.
Silas is
Ooh.
like very much trying not to lean in and read along.
Oh,
Like every now and
Wisp.
then he leans in and then goes, no.
Oh, Wisp. What did you get there? What did you get there?
Let me read it. Let me read it.
Mug, I don't think you'd understand. There's words.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm asking.
So the letter is a very, very short note, but it says, "Heard that you and your crew were back in town. Thought it was, after our last meeting, a good opportunity to see if you're interested in work. Good coin in it for you. Just track down the fourth. They need a job done. And they need a gentler touch than what your two friends normally do. There's no signature, but there is a playing card in it of a blackjack."
Ah.
Right. Can I get that in writing so I can read that?
Yep.
It was something about blowing up most of a city, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so while we wait for Wisp to interpret whatever she got, Haldir,
that's a big word,
tell us
Mug.
your story.
Yeah, I'm
I want
curious.
to, yeah. Let's hear Haldir's story.
Well, there isn't much to tell. I came down from Jinareth to see the world. Got tired of
Genereth, what's that?
the country.
Ah, so you're from up north.
Yes.
Ooh.
I studied a bit of magic and entertained at the establishments like this with some music. But I decided I wanted to see the world.
Oh wait, are you a traveling bard then?
Well, I can play the flute. I'm not sure I would call myself a traveling bard. I'm a stone
Well,
mage,
now
but I
you-
also play music.
Now you're a bard as well. If you play music, you're a bard, and you travel.
He takes a sip of the whatever's in front of him. Well, I can't argue with that.
Are you going to play for our crew as well? It would be pretty fun.
Yes, I can play a tune for you if you want.
Let's listen to that.
Hmm. Well, since you requested it and we're having a drink here, I do believe I know some kind of dwarven drinking song.
Oh yeah. Silas just
Oh,
sits up a little straighter.
I would love to hear that. It might remind me of my old home before. Well, I don't remember much.
Hmm.
It might jog my memory.
Well, Haldir takes a hand inside of his jacket and pulls out the flute. And then, instead of actually putting it to his lips, he takes it in his hands, and then it starts playing as if he was blowing in it.
Now
And
that's a
then
neat trick.
and then he starts singing in Dwarven.
Oh wow.
I'll get
Is
you
it
to.
like a well-known song?
What I'll do is I'll get a communication roll from you. So 3d6 plus your communication. And if you do have performance as a talent,
I do.
go for it. +2 to that as
Then
well.
+2. Yeah, +2, right?
Yep.
Uh-huh. So that would be 21.
Oh wow. It's pretty good, isn't it?
This performance gets the attention of absolutely everyone in the bar. And you notice that amongst all the laborers, there are a couple of dwarves. And after a short while, like after basically the first couple of notes, they are joining in and basically clashing tankards and singing along.
Yeah, I think Mug is also joining in. He can probably recognize it as well, right? Even if he doesn't remember.
Mug, you probably, it would jog something deep down, and because it's in Dwarven and you do understand that, you get the gist pretty quickly and can sing along. And
Yeah.
Silas, yes, you do recognize this song. There has been Dwarven delegations to Picard that you have come across. And you were aware that this is a very, very popular song amongst the dwarves.
Nice.
But
Wow.
the entire atmosphere of this bar goes from sort of like exhausted after work, downtrodden drinks to a rollicking show in an instant.
And when the song is finished, Haldir ends the magic from the flute and stands up and gives a bow to the entire room, and then sits back down and puts the flute in. Like, this is something he has have happened before.
That
Oh wow, Yeah.
pretty good.
that was absolutely amazing! Like, such a great song. I'm so glad we hired you. You know what? I'm even buying you a drink as well.
Like
I have
Silas's
coins.
mouth falls open. Damn. You did
Guess I
good.
should have started with the music instead of the Storm Mage thing. I was pretty sure that the other part would have gotten me the job.
To be fair, that whole fighting thing was just us messing with you and me trying to get Mug shocked. Is what Silas says out loud.
Huh. Well, I guess it worked.
I'm definitely not breaking someone who plays this well. We are keeping you.
Keeping me. That's an interesting term.
As you mentioned before, our friend here has a special way with his words.
It's okay. You don't have to fight in the pits again. I will fight for you.
Haldir takes his mug and I'll cheer to that.
This is the nicest Mug has ever been to anyone.
Well, I have heard that I'm a very likable person.
Before Mug even gets a chance to go and buy those drinks, another round magically appears on the table anyway.
Poof.
And the barmaid, putting them out, just smiles and says, "Courtesy for the two dwarves sat in the corner."
Haldir looks over and gives a sitting bow over in that direction.
You see there are two dwarves. One of them is old and greying, and the other one a bit younger. They appear to be... At least,
Sorry, my sound went away.
there appears to be at least a familiar bond between them. But they both raise their tankards in your direction as the drinks arrive.
Sorry, who sent the drinks? Because my sound cut out.
So some of the dwarves in the bar bought a round of drinks for your table because of the song.
I guess Varric will, or Jesus, not Varric. Silas will raise his tankard and just go cheers, and then down it.
They do the same.
Cheers.
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 Well, I guess
So,
Scar would
yeah.
also work.
I kind of wonder when we should start rolling for drinking.
I mean, we had a drink before we went to the fight,
Yeah.
and then the strongest they have, and then this one.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say from this point, you're probably going to be rolling.
Okay.
Constitution and I think it's carousing off the top of my head.
No,
Could
there is like a
drinking work as
drinking
well?
thing.
It is
Yeah.
drinking.
It is drinking that carousing, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's literally drinking. For +2. Yeah, I think Mug is going to be okay. Mug is taking it really well.
I have a feeling Silas is doing pretty okay as well.
What was
So
it?
you had
Constitution?
Constitution? Yeah.
Constitution and drinking. Yep, Silas, you've done harder drinking before, so you got yourself under control at the moment.
Right.
Right, yo.
And if there's something you guys will recognize very quickly is that Haldir usually is busy playing music and not drinking very much.
Mm.
Oh dear.
So there's now two tankards standing in front of him.
He does drink and he do very well enjoy it, but he is a lightweight.
Wisp, this is
We're
really
getting him
strong
drunk.
stuff, and you're starting to slur.
Oh boy.
Haldir, yeah, you have been hit for 6 for this stuff. It is really, really potent alcohol.
Oh boy.
Well, had to celebrate. I got hired, right?
Fair enough.
Drink our good bard. Let's have a good
Sure.
party for you joining us.
You know, usually when people send me drinks, the bar I work at, they had a special drink just for me. Where no. Instead of it actually being, all the booze, they just they brought me some water, and then the money for the drink, we split it. So
Ooh.
so
What? No, I don't get it. Why are you not getting proper booze? Drink more.
okay.
You better get the best booze there is.
Well, I guess I don't have to earn money through my music anymore. So yeah, cheers.
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 So you all call for another round?
Yes. This time Mug is paying. How much is it?
I will work that quickly out as
It's 6 piles of shiny.
to be honest, that's usually not far off. In the meantime, you call for the order and another tray of drinks gets brought out. The barkeeper sends it over happily.
I think I've made up for the annoyance as well, right? By being at this table.
You notice that he is no longer sort of glancing at you either confused or grumpily. He seems to be grinning now. Here we go, that's what I was looking for. So, no, I don't need clothes.
No, I don't need clothes.
An ale or a pint is 10 copper.
Fair
A
enough, before I
pitcher
did-
is 25.
So,
We'll just take a picture with 6 straws.
so because it is a cheap place and also it's a front, so they don't need a lot of income, they do only charge
Yeah.
8 copper for the ale. So,
for all of it.
per drink, so it would be
Oh, okay.
8 per. There's only been 4 of you drinking, so all up 32 copper per round.
And 32 coppers is how many silvers?
3 silvers and 2 coppers.
Sorry?
3 silvers and 2 coppers, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah,
Because it
but
goes 110, 100 in work.
yeah. Okay. It's 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
So pittance compared to what you're currently carrying.
But what they're carrying.
Yeah.
Haldir is very happy to get drunk without having to pay.
Oh, we'll definitely make that work.
So you get this second. Well, it's not your second round anymore, but it's your next round, and I presume most of you try and drink it.
Mug is
Silas
definitely
gonna
drinking
down
it.
again.
Yeah, Mug is down it
Yeah.
as well.
So I'll get rolls from anyone who actually tries again, because it's going to
Oh,
start
we have to roll
compounding.
again?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you're basically piling booze on booze. Eventually, Eventually, your constitution ain't gonna cut it anymore at some point.
Haldir's drinking, but he has definitely taken it a lot slower now.
Fair enough.
So I actually did exactly as well as I did last time.
Wisp, you managed to start pacing yourself. You're still slurring, but you're really at no risk. Haldir, you're at the stage where you're starting to nod. You'll be halfway through a sentence slower, then just nod off and then pick back up and start halfway again.
At least you have
This
not
is
got
wrong
alcohol
stuff.
poisoning.
And Mug, yes, you're also pulling through like a trooper. So Mug and Silas, you're well aware that your two companions are now well on the way to being either drunk or passing out.
I'm definitely enjoying looking at Wisp, like slurring words and just like that.
Oh, so Wisp, tell us about that note now. It's your turn to tell your story.
Oh, it's just a pickup or an order. It's fine. It's fine.
Tell us about it. Like, what sort of order?
The healing thingy. Yeah, that.
Is it like from your friends?
It's from the shop. Uh-huh.
Which shop?
The one that goes bang.
Oh, so it's
What?
the potions then?
Yeah. Uh-huh. What's a potion?
Oh, are they sending you a potion?
Or am I getting them a potion?
You're getting them a potion. What kind of potion?
I don't know.
Do you want us to help you?
Well, actually, unless it's walking.
Well, at some point,
Okay.
walking might be required. I mean, we need to get back to the ship to sleep at some point.
Oh yeah,
No,
that's the thing.
It sounds like we have to take Wisp to this shop now. We have business there,
Yeah, that's
right?
a good idea.
The-
Haldir, are you coming along?
Ship?
Well,
But,
we'll,
to a ship? Yeah.
Well-
Yeah.
We're
we'll
going
go show you our ship,
sleep.
but first we take Wisp to the potion shop.
Sleep.
Yeah. Okay, if you guys are
Um,
having trouble, I'm just gonna carry you. Don't worry about walking.
No. I can walk. I can walk. See?
Oh, you're a very
I
good.
can get up.
You're a very good walker.
Wait,
Yes.
I don't want
Peasant.
you to. I don't want you to break your flute. I'm carrying you, Haldir.
No, but Mark! Well, I guess I'm here now.
So I take it that you're now heading out of the tavern.
Yes.
Right.
I
So
think Haldir is being carried.
you spill out of the tavern. Haldir, you're being carried bridal style by this extremely muscly dwarf.
Uh-huh. This
What's the owner of the shop called again?
Ken.
This
Kin?
Kin, yep. The orc at the front door who's been acting as a bouncer looks as you walk out. He doesn't say anything or make any noise, but Silas, you definitely see that he is absolutely dying inside. He is pissing himself at the sight of you guys leaving.
I'm just gonna shoot him a laugh and go, "You can laugh."
is a very peculiar way of traveling, and I'm frightened dragons. I tell you, dragons.
Just enjoy it.
It's a bit bumpy.
It's a bumpy ride.
So you make your way through almost deserted streets, as it's quite late at night now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and they're probably quite loud as well. Are
Silence
we
is-
singing as we go?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, Silas is like singing songs and trying to help Wisp stay like with her feet on the correct side of her head, basically.
Haldir is trying to sing along, but his usual great singing voice is somehow lost to him at the moment.
It's still there. There's just a door. It's one of Mug's magical doors.
So you make your way down these deserted streets from the warehouse district, and then through into the poorer tenement houses that are near the docks, and then out onto the waterfront. As you make it out onto the docks and start walking towards where the bazaar and market is, Silas,
Yeah.
you notice that there is a couple of figures sort of following at some distance behind you.
We're not very subtle.
As you make your way along the waterfront towards the market, it then becomes apparent that they have turned the corner and they are following you in the direction you're going.
Okay.
But the
Can
next
I-
time you glance over, they have disappeared. As if they've gone up a side street, you're not entirely certain.
I'm gonna pull out my pistols, 2 of them.
Yep.
Make sure they're loaded,
Yep.
and just ask the group to wait for a second.
What
And
is
then
it?
I'll take. I might have to shoot something.
It's a
Oh.
rabbit.
Yes, it's a
Wait,
rabbit.
wait, Silas. Who are you shooting?
We'll see. I don't know yet. That's the fun in it. And
It's
then I just like
Haldir.
Mm.
beam him a smile, take a few steps, and just go with a like louder voice than normal. Show yourself.
Mark, is this something that happens often?
Well, I guess Silas shoots a lot of people.
Oh,
He likes to shoot people. I only sometimes shoot people. Don't worry. Don't worry, I will protect you.
As Mike
Thanks,
says
Mark.
that, 2 figures step out of the shadows and approach you, Silas.
Hello there. And I point my pistols, 1 on each.
As you do, you notice that they also have weapons drawn, and one of them is grinning at you and says, "Evening. Bit late to be out." From their attire,
Mug
you can tell that
Mug
they're
is
not...
also drawing a weapon.
From their attire, you can tell they're not guards. They're wearing darkened leather that appears to have been smeared with a sort of thin tar to make sure that any of the metal pieces that are riveted to it don't glisten in the light.
They are definitely robbers.
Yeah.
How far away are we from the ship?
From where you are, you're probably about a good solid 400, 500 meters from where the ship is.
So that would mean that with one shout, the entire, like the people that are still awake on the ship would notice.
Potentially.
And the
Mark,
pistol shot
if you're gonna fight,
definitely.
can you set me down?
Oh no, I can fight while I'm holding you. Don't worry.
But if I end up in a fight, the flute might break.
Silas, the thing you do notice is that one of them has a crossbow leveled at you, and the other one has a pistol, and although they have sort of tar smeared over their armor, they are the armor itself and everything down to their boots is too clean and too well made to be that of just local
Ooh.
workers.
So, what's the deal with you two then?
The smiling one says, just out looking for a friend of ours that meets a certain description that you fit. You wouldn't happen to be Silas from Bacard, right?
Oh, he's the bastard. Do you have a bounty on his head as well?
As soon as Mug
I'm
says
gonna
that,
sigh. I'm gonna sigh, shoot a glance at Mug, and then just fire my pistol in the knee of the one with the crossbow.
roll your attack.
It's a 666.
Yes.
Oh.
So that's 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 2
Boom.
is 18, 20, 25 to hit
Well, that's
Ooh.
definitely a hit.
with 6 stun
Yeah.
points, which means that I'm gonna lightning attack,
Yep.
and so for the second attack, of course. And then I'm gonna disarm the one with the crossbow,
Yep.
and then I have
Uh,
one stun
how?
point.
With the pistol?
Yep.
Yes,
You
because
can
I've got
disarm with a
I've
pistol.
got skills that allow me to do that.
Oh wow, that's
Use
pretty
your
cool.
pistols in melee?
He's got the pistoleer talent. That means that he can actually use disarm as a ranged attack.
Ooh, fancy.
And
Oh,
I'm also
yeah.
gonna use a rapid reload on one of the pistols.
Okay, yep. So roll your damage, and from memory, he has to do a strength test
Strength.
to hold his weapons.
Yeah, it's
Actually, no, it's a straight disarm, so he loses it 1d6.
well, if he beats my attack roll of 25, then he can keep his weapon in his hand.
Well, he didn't, so
Yeah, okay.
In that case, yeah, his weapon is rolled 1d6 plus my strength yards away.
what's your strength
Wait.
bonus?
Wait, would that be strength in this case? Because normally
No.
it's strength because you punch it away.
It will
So-
be your perception.
It would be perception. That's 3.
All right, so you've just sent that crossbow spinning 6 meters down the road.
Okay. And the damage, because it was a pistol, is 4 plus 3 plus 3 is 10 exactly.
Noted.
And that's the first attack, and then I roll a second attack to see if the second attack hits that other guy as well.
I'll get you to roll that.
That would be 4, 3, 3, so that's plus 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 2. 17 to hit for the second attack.
Also a hit.
And that would be 6 plus 3 plus 3 is 12 points of damage.
So
Do my pistols get the attention of the Cirrus? Or the Pitaya?
definitely not the Cirrus, because the Cirrus ain't in town yet, as far as you're
Oh,
aware.
fair.
You can't tell if it's been heard by the Pitaya, but you're fairly certain that if anyone is in the local vicinity, they definitely heard gunshots.
Okay.
Let me just also go.
And Glenn, can also use my quick reflexes to draw a weapon and also shoot them.
Yes. Because they've definitely been caught off guard.
Okay. So I just roll attack as well.
Yep.
And I have not yet put down Haldir because no time, sorry. But I can shoot like this.
Oh, by the way, can I,
Mhm.
as my minor action, because I didn't aim, I didn't use that.
Yep.
Could I use my minor action to reload my pistol?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then that's my turn, I guess.
Yep. So Mug will get your attack.
Oh yeah, sorry. I've already rolled, just counting it up.
What kind of attack are you doing? Are you shooting them or?
Shooting, yeah. As well. Well, because I'm still
love
holding
it.
Hildar.
Ah, yeah, fair. Haldir.
Haldir, sorry. Messed up the words. So yeah, that's only a 13.
That actually doesn't hit.
Oh.
So you take the shot. Oh, actually, did you add aim to that?
It's
No,
aim?
that should be a +1 again if you choose your minor action as aim.
Okay, I choose my minor action as aim then.
That's a +1 to your attack roll.
Yep, which then bumps it to a hit.
Yes.
That's a very worthy minor action.
Good.
I'll be right back in a quick second.
Oh, good. Basically,
Okay,
you see
so-
the guy try to dodge out of the way.
I just love that Mug is doing this while holding a party member.
I'm back.
Oh, good.
Do I get the chance to say anything to them after these shots?
Yes. You will be able to shout or speak. Basically, in between each person's turn, you can communicate. 8 points magic damage. Noted. So that one. So first Silas has pulled both pistols and shot at the one carrying the crossbow, first in the kneecap and then following up with actually shooting the crossbow itself, sending that sailing off down the street.
Am I the only one hearing an echo?
Actually,
No,
I
yeah,
can hear this
sorry,
one.
that's probably because of me.
Oh, good. Stop now. Oh, back.
Well, wait. Let me try to switch to. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you
Okay.
fine.
Without an echo. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
don't hear an echo.
Yeah, haven't heard one.
Yeah, the echo happened because I had to take out my headphones. They ran out of battery.
Yeah, no problem. The second shot has then hit the reloaded shot, Silas, that you then fired with your rapid reload has gone and hit the other sailor who, well, sorry, not sailor, assassin who is carrying a pistol. He takes the hit, and then before you know it, another shot is sounded, and from behind you, a glowing bullet has sailed past you and hit him again.
Nice. Without even looking back, I just say, "Well done, Mug."
The
Well, of course.
now injured assailant just shouts out, "Get them!" And
Mention You do know that your contract has been declared null and void, right? If it's the one from the 5th?
He just snarls at you and says, "It's not the blasted syndicate that want your head."
Ah, then it's my daddy. He must have received my gift.
Ooh.
Oh, if we are proper fighting, I better put down the bard. I don't want to break him.
Yes, please.
So
yeah, Mug puts down Haldir and picks out his two-handed maul.
yep, I will get initiative from you all now,
Okay.
and I'll roll it for these. What? Oh, okay, that was terrible.
That was not
Oh wow!
a great roll.
Damn it! Why do I get stunt points for initiative when it's not worth anything? And in proper attacks, I never get stunt points. It's so bad. I hate it.
Yeah, don't worry. The ones you just shot aren't exactly going anytime soon either.
Wait, they're not?
Nope. Because they just...
Is initiative the dexterity?
Yeah, it's
plus?
your dexterity. So they rolled... Yeah, they did roll that bad.
Oh, ouch.
And then...
I like it when the one controlling my enemy says, yeah, they rolled bad.
Well, that was one group.
It sounds like Mug is starting.
Right. Let me see what you guys rolled. And... Very quickly. So we got... I'm going to presume 11 from Wisp, a 13 from Haldir, 11 from Silas, and oh, bloody hell, Mug. Freaking keen for a fight.
Hey, you know him.
True.
How is that a surprise?
13 and 11. Which then brings oh, hey, on both Silas and Wisp, you've got the same initiative. I can't remember which of you is faster.
I've got dexterity of 3 and a speed of 11, if that helps any.
Let me just quickly check for Wisp. There we go. Wisp goes first.
Fair enough.
Wait, you mean Mug goes first?
No, of between Silas and... Because
Yeah,
they tied.
I know.
Mug is most definitely going first.
Oh, wait, can drunk people even fight?
There is something I'm getting them to do.
Oh, okay.
Oh, don't wake the sleeping dogs.
No, we're falling asleep with the dogs.
4. So 4, 5.
That might just be a Dutch saying that doesn't translate well if it didn't make sense.
It made sense.
Okay.
It's more like leave sleeping dogs lie in English, I think.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, it's that one. In Dutch, it literally translates to "don't wake sleeping dogs."
Whoops, hang on. That way around. That way around. Right. So, first up is... Oh, bloody hell. Let me get math right. Actually, it is Mug. You are first up.
Yes. Okay. So is it a minor action to put down Haldir?
I would say that it doesn't take much of an effort to shoulder off Haldir, and that you've had plenty of time while this person has yelled.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to put him down
That
and then
was-
stack.
that does leave with the question: who the fuck did he yell to?
Mug doesn't think about these things. He gets out his two-handed maul. So can I still use my quick reflexes to just switch to that and then still attack?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I switch to my two-handed maul and charge at the
Yep.
nearest person.
So you've used your
realized.
quick reflexes to rapidly just shove the pistol into your the sash belt that you've got.
Yeah.
Pulled out your maul and just charged. So you can do a attack. Add +1 because you will get a charge.
Yes. Okay. It's like I rolled better for initiative than for the attack. Oh no. I was looking at the wrong way. I actually have stunt points now. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so and this is fighting, isn't it?
Yes, so fighting to hit and strength to do damage.
Yeah, I think that hits.
16 is definitely a hit.
Yeah, and 3 stunt points. So I can buy some stuff. Do these guys look like they are wearing armor?
They have leather armor on, so it definitely doesn't seem like it'll offer as much protection as your own, but it is armor.
Okay. Yeah.
What
Let me
kind of
see this
armor
stunt
is Mug
table.
wearing?
For armor, from memory, it's either extremely heavy leather armor or it is metal.
Yeah. I think heavy leather armor. That's what it is. Yeah, heavy leather.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I have 3 stunt points, so I can either do a lightning attack or pierce armor.
These two are, from memory, close enough. Oh, hang on, lightning attack is... I'm looking at spell stunts.
Same enemy or different one within range and sight.
Yeah, so they are close enough for both of them to be hit by...
Yeah, okay. So I will do a lightning attack to hit both of them.
Yep. So the
So
way I'll
do I
describe...
have to roll again?
Yep, so you roll a second attack for the second person,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Oh,
I shut my stunt table again.
It does require a second attack, or at least that's how I've been doing it.
Yeah.
This entire
yeah.
campaign so far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
the
does take a
second one
second
is not
attack
as
roll.
good. It might not. Hits. It's only 11.
Right here. So what I'm going to say is that it actually does hit because
Oh,
the second target is the one that had a certain kneecap blown out.
oh.
So he's not exactly the most agile right now.
Okay. Should I roll damage separately or?
Yeah, it's a complete separate attack basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
so 2 separate damage rolls.
Okay, so the first one. So the first one gets 14 points of bludgeoning.
Right, yeah, so the first one... Oh, bloody hell.
And the second one gets 10 points.
Yep. So, you do a mighty swing and you catch the first one across the ribs with your maul, and you can hear, even underneath that armor, a couple of cracks, which you're probably certain that you broke a rib on the way. And you just keep
Yep.
following this swing through and slam it into the injured leg of the one that is on the ground. And he is screaming in pain.
Yeah, you guys are not getting that flute.
So, as you shout that, well, let me just roll their attacks. And that. So, Mug, I presume a 17 is going to hit you.
Yes.
Edric, a 14 is going to hit you.
Yes.
And Wisp is a 14 going to hit you.
Yep, I'm a 14.
Righty. Oh.
That's so mean of them to hit.
What's the situation? How many are we surrounded by now?
I will describe that just as soon as I finish rolling these.
Sorry.
No, it's right.
It's a good thing that we were injuring ourselves even before this fight, right?
Oh yeah, great idea.
It's the only
It-
sensible idea because this way they get a fair fight.
Exactly. This is the only way to give them a fair fight.
So where is Mug? 12 damage before you take armor off.
Okay.
That one there is 9
Wait,
damage.
Mug decided that taking off the armor was the best idea in this situation.
No, the armor just subtracts from it. 9 damage
Oh.
to you.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
9 damage to you, Edric. And subtract your armor from that, and it is
Ow!
5, 6, 7,
I am not excited by that.
and 10 damage to Wisp.
Joy.
Out of
And
the
we also
darkness
don't
from
have a
above
ladder.
you,
Yes.
crossbow bolts come sailing, and
Uh-oh.
3 of them hit you, 1 each. Up on the rooftop nearby, there are another 3 figures dressed the same as these guys in the street.
I'd like to know. I mean, I think I know who they work for, but
Damn, those bastards.
no, I'm the
We
bastard.
Yes, but damn them. They are shooting from far away. We better take cover.
Well, we also have a thing to shoot them from far away.
Haldir, your turn.
Yes. So I am very well drunk. How does that affect anything?
So what I'll do is I'll get you to roll a Constitution drink test to see how much you can pull yourself together.
Oh boy.
I mean, this
Okay.
could have sobered you out, considering we were kind. Could have.
That was actually a really good roll.
You're still drunk, but you're able to pull yourself together enough to realize that you need to do something now, otherwise you're probably going to wind up a pincushion like your friends are currently.
Okay, so how the people on top of the roof,
Yep.
how far away from each other are they?
They're reasonably close. They seem to have moved up, and they've been using the cover of sort of the edges of the roofs and chimney stacks and so on. So they're actually clustered around some nearby chimney stacks. So they're within at least a meter or 2 of each other.
Wonderful. That was exactly what I wanted to hear. So Haldir looks up at the roof and sees more than 3 people up there.
How many are there?
It's like, look out! They're on the roof! And then he like casts what looks like just a small like condensed ball of lightning, and when it goes up to the roof, it just explodes out in the area.
That's a much bigger shock than you did previously. See, you just need to drink.
So I'm gonna try and cast Shock Blast and see how well that goes. Which is an AoE spell.
Yep.
Oh, thank God.
Sorry, that was a typo. That was 3 on the roof, not 32.
You had me very much terrified for a hot minute because I missed the previous descriptions and rolls. And then I come back and I just see in chat 32 on the roof.
Oh, and look at this. Look at this glorious roll.
So that's what, 10, 14, 18. That's definitely a hit.
Yeah, target number's 13, and
Yep.
that's 5 stunned.
Yep.
That is fucking glorious.
Which means this is probably a lethal spell.
Ooh. You know what? Haldir just needs to be drunk and he fights much better.
Really? Okay, so they all take 2d6 plus willpower.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Do they need to do a save?
They can resist the willpower damage.
Right. So.
So
One of them does, the other 2 do not.
okay. So one of them only takes 10. The 2 other takes 13.
Yep.
Ooh, and is this piercing damage?
It is penetrating damage, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, penetrating
So it
damage.
straight ignores their armor.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, ow.
And that was 4 more mana points.
That shit's really bad for your back.
So
Carrying us this hard.
And with my minor action, I tried to run for some sort of cover.
Oh wow, that's a big shock. Much better, Haldir.
You do see that there is, obviously because you're on the waterfront, still some crates and stuff that have been left unmoved, probably ready to load or onto a ship or maybe move to a warehouse. You can duck behind those.
Great.
Now that you're aware of them up there, Wisp, there are 3 assailants on the rooftop and the 2 still on the street in front of you. You have been caught by a crossbow bolt from one of the ones on the roof, and you have just witnessed Haldir unleash a absolutely well-placed spell that has left a lot of them apparently shouting in pain.
Can I try and send the crossbow I got back to the direction it got?
Yes.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
So you can do the badass, rip the crossbow bolt out of yourself, load it, and fire it. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's epic.
Badass.
18.
That is a hit. You are also faster than them.
Oh. I forget that that's a thing that I can do as well.
I remembered by this point. Also,
16.
Yep.
And that's with like all the things added as well. Like pinpoint.
Yep. And you've got that other ability if you want to use it. If I just double check it again. That was the Mark for Death.
Are they close enough?
Well, actually, no, the ones on the roof are not.
No. Yeah. Still 16.
Yep, it is still 16 damage. It's still a badass shot, and this guy is taking it because he didn't flinch. So you see that on the rooftops, two of the assailants sort of staggered underneath the hit of Haldir's spell, and one of them didn't, seeming to be able to resist it a little bit. However, because of that, he's standing steady enough for you to land a shot on him.
Can I ask, like, Mug and Edric if I can have their bolts?
Bolt?
Because didn't you get shot as well? So I want those as well.
Oh,
What?
yeah, of course. I think.
Edric,
You can have our what?
the crossbow bolts
Whoa.
that you were hit with.
I think at this point I realized that if I pull it out, there will be blood. And I say, you know what? On second thought, maybe no.
Oh,
Don't worry, I will pull it for you.
No.
yes.
Edric, you are up.
Bad Mug.
Mug just pulls out his bow and hands it unceremoniously to.
Yep.
Thank you.
You can do that rapidly with quick
Yes.
reflexes.
I reckon at this point, Silas is thoroughly pissed off that they brought backup and didn't mention beforehand. That's just unsportsmanlike. And so what he does is he does the thing that they deserve. More bullets in their faces.
Go for it.
Would I be able to switch to the arquebus?
Yep, you wouldn't be able to aim though.
So it would just be my minor action to switch.
Yeah.
In that case, yeah, I'm going to switch. Huh. 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 2. 10, 16, 18 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay, with 3 stun points. Which means I'd like to rapid reload and disarm one of the guys that's on the thingy.
On the rooftop. Okay.
Yeah. That would
Yes,
be a
yep.
strength attack versus that 18.
Yep. So you're attacking one of the ones on the rooftop, not the two in front of you. Yep.
Yeah, the two in front of me, they don't seem that dangerous because one of them doesn't even have a weapon.
Yep. So, yep, you've successfully disarmed the guy on the rooftop as well.
Nice. I think his weapon will probably fall off the roof or something. Right?
Yes, actually, with that range, it's... I'll get you to roll your damage first and I'll describe what happens.
Okay. So that's a lot of... Oh, wait, I rolled wrong. I need to roll less dice. Oh, I forgot to add to my attack roll, by the way. I get to add another 2 because I'm using the arquebus.
Yep.
Probably doesn't change a thing, but...
Also, don't forget your pinpoint.
I am faster?
Yep.
Nice, that adds another 5 points of damage. That was a worthwhile reminder.
Oh, bloody hell. What shape are they in?
The one where they die?
So you shoot your arquebus, which you see the shot sail up and slam into the shoulder of one of these rooftop assailants as he's trying to reload his crossbow.
See how unfriendly it is when you expect that, when you don't expect it?
As you shout that, the crossbow sails down like the shell roof and skids out and shatters onto the street.
Nah, 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 nah.
And with that, he's going to. So I presume a 16 definitely hits you.
Me?
Yep.
Yes.
And let me just double check weapons again. So he hit you with pistol, which does that. So you take 8 points of damage. The assailant with the pistol has leveled it and fired it, not aiming at Mug, but instead at you, Silas.
Oh. They're clearly afraid of the wrong person.
I don't think it's so much afraid. They want what you wanted when you tried to find me.
You mean the bounty?
Well, yes, but I think they got it from a different person than the one that stopped the bounty.
Oh well, let's fight now, ask questions later. That's
We do
easy.
need one alive for that.
It's okay, I won't kill all of them.
Good.
The injured one in front of you, Mug, has pulled a dagger and has lodged at your throat, but instead slashed it across your armor.
Oh. And it just didn't work.
Yep. He's caught your armor rather than going for the weak point.
Oh boy. Try harder next time.
While Mark was busy talking, he apparently got attacked. Oh no.
That's just unfair. They're using unsportsmanlike ways to win this battle.
Mug, it is your
Well,
turn.
let's show this guy what he gets for attacking while I'm speaking.
It's probably punched. It's probably punched.
No, it's the mole.
There.
I'm still holding the mole. And
Double
again,
check
I
that.
rolled well, but there's no stunt point. This is so sad. I think this is 17 or something?
Yeah, that's a hit.
Yeah. It's roughly, yeah, it's 17. Yeah, so that definitely hits. But yeah.
Yep, so you're going
I'm
for
just
the...
so sad that there's no stunt point. Yeah.
Yeah, you went for the one that attacked you with the knife.
Yes. Yeah, and that's 15 points of damage.
Bleeding heck, you don't need stunt points.
But I could have done two attacks if I had stunt
True.
points. Or more damage.
So you slam your maul into his other leg, and you hear a crack as well from there, and he screams.
Now, have you learned your lesson not to attack while people talk?
He just spits and says, "I'll get my target over your cold dead corpse, dwarf."
I would love to see you try.
And with that,
He's
Alright.
gonna try.
well, he's already tried.
Oh yeah, fair.
It's the other fellas.
Yeah.
So, of which only 2 of them have reloaded because the other one doesn't have a damn crossbow anymore.
Wait, so he didn't take the time to reload the crossbow that I shot down to the street level?
He was in the process of. 12.
fair,
Does that hit you, Silas?
No. 13 is what
Yep.
he needs.
So a crossbow clatters across the stonework near your feet.
Na 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 na.
Oh boy. So 16, I presume it does hit you, Mug.
16 will definitely hit.
Right, so they're also going to do a couple of stunts.
Uh-oh. I don't like it when the baddies do that. That's dangerous.
So
What's the problem?
They're gonna use stunts.
Oh. It's unfair. I didn't get to use stunts either. They should do a proper.
Well, we do have the issue that it's not a temple, so we can't hold it against temple fight rules.
So he is, in fact, going to do that. So, oh boy, this might actually hurt.
Oh no.
Or maybe not. This could have definitely gone a lot worse.
That's the sign of a you got lucky there.
Let's look at this.
14 damage, and you can shave off your armor. So the first crossbowman fires, and his shot ricochets off the ground next to Silas. The other one instead turns on you, Mug, levels a shot, and this one slams hard into you. A lot harder than the first bolt.
You guys are finally starting to fight. You better get ready then.
And with
I apologize, gents. You may have upset the dwarf.
with that, it is Haldir's turn.
Well, now that I'm safely hidden behind some crates, I think Haldir is looking up again. Like, I think he's trying to yell something at the people on the roof, but it's just like, yeah. Then he casts another spell.
Yep.
So
which one are you casting?
I'm gonna try my shocking blast again on the rooftop guys.
Yeah.
So sweet 13 was this, which is the target number.
Yep.
That's some stunt again. Aha. I'm gonna reduce the magic point cost by 1.
Yep.
And then I deal 1d6 plus willpower.
Yep.
And they can resist the willpower part.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
It's pretty useful to have a mage.
Yeah, this is the kind of person that's like dangerous without a weapon.
None of them resist this time.
So they each take 8. 8 penetrating.
Alright, so and that one becomes that. The one that Silas disarmed, actually, you see the electrical energy wrap around him, and he starts twitching and clutching at himself, and then he sort of slumps and starts to slide down off the roof.
Oh wow. That was pretty neat.
Look at
Take
this
that,
boy.
you two!
And with that, Wisp, you're up.
I'm just
You
I'm
will
just
have.
gonna read.
Sorry, I will say that you have caught Mike's crossbow bolt.
I'm just gonna reload it with that bolt.
Yep.
Is there any actually still on the roof?
There are 2 still on the roof.
Cool.
Good. So we killed 30 of them yet already.
Right. While Wisp is reloading, Edric, you're up.
Edric's gonna look around.
Yep.
And he's gonna like see the guy with the pistol that shot at me from up close.
Yep.
I'm gonna walk over to him.
Yep.
Aim my arquebus directly at his throat
Oh boy.
and fire.
Yep.
Oh boy. 6 plus 4 plus 4
That's a hit.
plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 is a lot. I'm just gonna assume that this works out, this math.
Yep.
with 4 stunt points. So that would mean rapid reload plus lightning attack. Yeah, rapid reload lightning attack. So he'll just point the gun at the throat and shoot for like some damage. Let me roll that. Five plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 is 13 damage. Oh wait, can I add a pinpoint attack to this?
You can.
That would be 1.
That's all right. You've done enough for this one to bite the dust as well.
Okay. In that case, my secondary attack that I have
Oh,
from the...
isn't there going to be a lot of blood splatter? Yes.
So, at that kind of range, you are quite correct. Silas, can I get a willpower out of you? Because
Yeah.
the way you've just done this shot, you have effectively hit him right in the throat where there's a whole bunch of major arteries.
So the willpower will be actually quite decent. Is 13.
Yeah,
It
you
would have been funny if he was killed over.
you sort of flinch a bit as you see the blood splay out across the street behind this person, and they slump backwards and land in a pool gurgling. But you turn your attention straight to the next opponent.
Ah, so it's because I was already thinking of who to hit next
Yep.
that I was saved.
Yep.
Good, I should do that more often. Just focus on the joys of killing instead of the like downsides. So my secondary attack, I'm gonna shoot at one of the guys on the roof, I think.
Yep.
And that would be what did I roll to hit? Okay. That's a 6 plus 2 plus 1. And then plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 is 10, 13, 18.
That's a hit as well. So you
Okay.
can roll your damage on that. And
9 plus 6 is 15 damage. And I only can pinpoint attack once, right?
Yep.
Per turn.
once per round.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. In that case, this is what I rolled.
15 damage.
Yep.
Take it off him, and that means that a second one on the roof takes your shot clean in the chest, and just you see him fold over backwards. You don't see him slide down your side, but you're fairly certain that he's sliding off the other side. Eventually, you do hear a meaty thunk.
Good night, sweet prince.
That was brutal.
Mug, the one in front of you is lashing out with the dagger again, and does a 11 hit you.
Sorry.
Oh, I didn't hear that, Mug.
No, 11. Mug is like, oh my god. Fight.
He is very injured. So, once again, he's slashed at you, and you've easily swayed out of the way. And that brings us up to you, Mug.
Yeah. Well, it looks like this one is pretty weak, so we better capture this one. So Mug is attacking the one. Because if he was shooting at the other one.
You've dropped out there a bit, Mug.
Oh. I was saying, so Mug is take out the dagger person without activating them.
Yep, so trying to grapple them.
Yeah. Trying to.
Yep. So what I'll do is I'll get you to roll a strength might, as you're basically trying to pin this person in place.
Mug is clever enough to go for the cat. It's 15, almost 15.
Rightio. So you go to just grab this guy. Despite his injuries, he is slippery as an eel, and he starts thrashing the second he realizes you're trying to just grapple him and pin him. It takes all your strength to keep a good grip on him.
It's okay, I'm strong enough.
It's like trying to hold on to a greased pig that has been jacked up on the absolute tons and tons of drugs. It's insane how much this injured person is trying to thrash around in your grip.
Okay, so I grappled him.
Yep.
Can I hold him in a way that if they shoot the crossbows at us, it's going to hit
Yep.
him before it shoots?
You have quite literally just sort of wrapped your arms around him and just physically picked him up off the ground. And even though he's thrashing around and trying to drop below your grip, you've got him held up against you. So anyone aiming at you's probably only got your head to aim at.
Yeah.
With that, if we have Haldir back, it is Haldir's turn.
Oh, and I'm like, I captured one. I got one.
So
well
how
done,
many
Mug.
are left?
There is quite literally the one left, up on the rooftop. Well, 2 alive, 1 left. The other alive one is currently being effectively headlocked and grappled by Mug.
Well, since Haldir probably still seeing double, he's gonna use his AoE attack again.
Go for it.
Definitely enough on this. and that will be 4 plus 3. So he can resist the willpower once again.
Yep. He actually resists that time, so that's 4. So once again, crackling energy wraps around this person. They scream in pain, but you don't hear them slide or fall. After a couple of seconds, you hear the pattering of feet on the rooftop, and this figure vanishes from view.
One of them got away.
What a coward, running away from a fight like that.
Yeah.
It's okay, I got this one.
Well,
We
this
have-
was definitely an
Ooh.
experience.
The one in your arms, Mug, is still struggling wildly, and he basically sort of struggles to breathe and cough out at you at the same time. Just end it, you vile dwarf.
Can someone knock it out? I mean, yeah, can someone knock him out? Otherwise, it will be difficult to carry him. But we're not far from the ship.
I can try, I guess. And with that, Silas is going to try to punch, straight up just punch the dude out.
Yep, so just roll a straight fighting.
If it doesn't work, probably grapple him.
You could always try that vein at the throat. Or is it the neck? Somewhere.
Rightio. So you hit him the first time and he sort of spits blood and swears at you, Silas, so it takes another 2 hits before he just sort of sags into Mug's arms. But you succeed
Finally, that's a lot easier.
you succeed in actually landing your hits rather than accidentally hitting Mug.
Yes. You're welcome for that, Mug.
That was a bit messy, Silas, but thanks.
No,
So,
I meant for the not
Haldir,
pinching your nose.
Haldir, can you walk now, or should I carry the both of you? Because I have 2 shoulders.
And walk.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Waves with a hand. So, are there any of the bodies left?
There are a number of bodies on the road. So there's the body of the pistoleer that Silas shot. There is one of the bodies that slid off the roof your side on the ground, and there is presumably a body that was heard to drop behind the building in front of you.
Haldir staggers a bit over to the guy that fell off the roof and stands there looking a bit like, huh. Don't think I actually done something like this before. It was a bit easier than I imagined.
It was good fun, wasn't it?
Sure. Can I go to bed now?
I thought we were still going shopping.
You
Well,
realize
we were
nighttime.
we were taking Wisp to the store because Wisp got that letter that she could
Yeah.
pick stuff
The
up there.
shop's not going to be open at night, guys. Also, that bolt in your chest, am I taking it out or Lara?
Oh, I didn't think the shop wouldn't be open. That's a good.
But how did they send a letter if they're not open?
It's just something saying that it's ready to collect whenever.
Ah. Okay.
Okay, that That makes sense. So are we going back to the ship?
I guess so. I mean,
Yeah.
I do have this bullet that might need getting rid of. It bloodied my new clothes.
Yeah, no, the bolt.
Yeah.
I want it.
Or
Okay.
well, yeah, of course
So-
you'll get it. You'll get it, but
Like now?
So
no. You know what? Once we're on the ship, I'll ask Mug to knock me out, and then you can take the bolt. Okay?
Okay.
I could just knock you out now and then carry you.
No, it's much more difficult to get me to the ship that way.
Nah, I'm fine. I need a workout.
Okay, in that case, yeah, let's do that. And he just like turns his head towards Mug so that Mug has an easier punching spot.
Okay.
Oh god.
Mug punches out Silas.
Yep.
Oh god.
And then
Haldir's
Harry-
just standing watching with slightly open mouth. Like,
Silas looks at that and just explains quickly before the punch lands. He just quickly explains. Otherwise, there'd be blood. This is much easier.
Silas, you feel so happy that you've explained that. Just as the fist connects and you see stars.
what?
Just straight knockout, I guess.
Yep.
yeah.
Can I get the bolt and then like try and help him with bandages?
Yep. So I will get you to roll intelligence medicine.
As soon as Wisp starts finding bandages, Haldir like walks over like, no, I got this. I got this.
Oh,
You can heal people.
Well, of course. And then he sits down because standing up is problem. And then
You can do a lot of useful stuff. A lot I can heal.
Technically, I can get all the bandages I want, so it's okay.
Magic is so useful.
well, if you want to, I'm not gonna stop you.
So if you could heal like Mug and that'd be fantastic.
Oh, right, Mark, you've been shot.
Well, only a couple times. It's okay. But you can heal me if you want.
I'll help.
Oh
You
my
know-
gosh, he's a
I
dork.
will,
I like
I
him
will
already.
bleed less.
He-
I will
he is
bleed
such a
less if
fun
you heal
character. I like him.
You know, I got taught because we all need to be taught because who knows when you get hurt in the army. So just wait a moment.
The army.
Oh,
Oh,
And
wait,
then,
not
you
that
from
bad.
army.
He doesn't seem to register that he actually said that, and is just gonna try and heal you a bit.
Okay.
So,
We'll question you afterwards.
uh-huh.
Good that he was drunk.
That was
So
a very skilled lord drop, by the way.
I managed my my target number, so I'm gonna heal you for 2d6, let's say. So 7.
Oh, that feels pretty. That's very useful. So you were in an army?
What?
You said.
No, no,
You
no,
said
no.
you were in an army.
No,
Uh-huh.
I've
Which
never been in the
army?
army. They wanted
Oh.
to put me in the army.
Really? Who?
Well, where do you think they put the mages?
I don't know. I've never really met much mages.
No, no, no. All of the rich people, they're going to be all the fancy mages. Me? I was gonna be with the scout party, and then you need to go there, read the maps, do the weather, heal the wounded. But then,
You offered.
But then I decided I was gonna see the world, and now I'm here. Are you okay, Mark?
Oh yeah.
Do you need more?
I mean, I'm bleeding less.
Right.
I'll,
Someone
I'll
help me
have
drag this thing.
This thing. She said lovingly, I guess.
you need some help, Wisp?
Have it, yeah.
I. He
You
seems
don't
a
have a
bit heavy.
levitation spell, do you?
I don't think the wind can move him right now.
I mean, it'd be nice to see you try.
Haldir looks down and then he just shakes his head and grabs an arm and like starts pulling.
Ah,
What are you doing, guys?
bring a body back to Alara.
Well, I can carry him. I can carry 2 pounds. It's fine. Just put it over my shoulder. I have 2 shoulders for two people.
Oh, okay.
Haldir is just happy not to be the one to be carried, I guess.
I can finally walk again. Hooray!
So with a bit of effort, you've managed to lift Silas up over the shoulders of Mug.
Silas is surprisingly heavy for like a normal human-looking person. It's probably something that would be noticed by the people carrying him.
We're putting him on a diet. Oh my god.
He's heavy. I usually don't carry people.
And with that, you will make your way, whether it be stumbling or bouncing on Mug's shoulders, back
Do I
towards
have
the
to
ships.
roll to see how well
Uh,
I might?
you know what? Roll a strength bite to just see how well you do.
I think I'm doing it with this. I don't know. Someone.
4, 8, 12, 14, 19. Yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah.
Mug, this
it's
is
good enough.
this is easy. You've carried much heavier loads.
It's just 2 people.
Yeah.
I can do this,
two
fine.
people in armor. Nothing.
Yeah. It's just 2.
So
I mean, after all, it's only metal armor that one of them is wearing, and the other is wearing like heavy leather.
Yeah, this is easy. It's only 2 people in.
you make it your way without much delay back towards the ship that you have commandeered. And as you make it up the gangway onto the vessel, you notice that there are still a couple of the crew up and about. The person on watch is sort of staring out over the city, seeing you approach, especially with Silas over the shoulders. You hear a cheerful shout of, it's like, bit too many drinks down at the tavern, have you, sir?
We had good drinks.
Yeah, it was alright.
Silas is
It was
just
good
silent
fun.
because he's still not knocked out, I think. What?
You know, we drink well.
We adopted a
Haldir
child.
looks up with a wave like, "Hello, name's Haldir. Nice to meet you."
The crewman on watch waves back and goes, good to have more crew. Hopefully we get a couple of more. There's going to be a lot to do on this ship with so few hands.
Yeah, be careful of the. Yeah, be careful. This one is a bard. A bard that can sing well and has a flute. So make sure you don't break the flute.
This gets the crewman's interest. He's like, Well, this is going to make for long journeys to be very entertaining. Good to have you with us.
A stumbling bow. Pleasure's all mine.
So, making your way up onto the ship, you see that there is one or two crewmen around on deck. At least one card game is going on.
Quick question that doesn't affect anything as Silas won't be here to actually mention it.
Yep.
So what I realized is this guy thought we had too many drinks after there were shots fired within hearing distance of the ship. That seems like a sign of a bad lookout.
Not just shots, also lightning.
Yep, there was
Yes.
lightning. There were shots fired. There was pretty much every sign of there's an issue going on that we could offer. I think we need to get him to scrub the decks or something for the next 6 weeks.
What you do notice is that the crew do appear to have not noticed too much that was anything amiss, but as you go up on deck, you do hear the occasional sounds that break the night, and there is sort of the repeat of gunshots coming from the opposite direction of your ship as well. A bit fainter. And as that one goes off, the crewman sort of glances back in that direction again and goes, just ignore that. We got told that they're doing training up near the barracks over that way.
Oh, that makes sense.
This
Sounds-
time of night?
He just shrugs. It's like they're gearing up for war. It looks like they've got a couple of warships. I'm presuming that they're training up crew day and night.
Oh, there's going to be a war. That sounds awesome.
Sounded
Aw.
like they even started over in that direction, and he points over in the side that you were.
Oh, that was us. That was us.
He blinks and
Yeah.
looks at a lot of you and goes, "What?"
We just had a bit of fun. I think Silas still has a bounty on his head or so. We had a run in. You see the other person I'm carrying? Yeah, we got him. We'll ask him questions when he wakes up.
If he wakes up.
This crewman's mouth
yeah.
just slowly drops open in a giant WTF face.
Oh shit, the crew
Anyway,
didn't know about the bounties.
anyway, do we have a place where we keep? I guess he's a prisoner, right?
He looks at you, Mug, and goes, "The brig's still intact. Just toss them in there. Below decks.
Okay.
In fact, I'll show
Well-
you." And he shouts at the two crewmen that are playing cards and says, "Double the watch tonight, lads. Seems like there is trouble in town."
Where's my room?
Room.
Well, you just find some place to sleep. I mean, we have plenty of space over here. We don't need rooms.
The crewman leads you below decks, initially to show Mug the brig, and glancing at you, Haldir, he says, as you get down the stairs, he points and goes, "Bunks are any of those rooms on the left and the right up down there. You can take any of the spare bunks. There's plenty of room. We're running at less than half crew."
Oh, right, there are bunks. I keep forgetting. It's easier to just sleep wherever.
He then leads you, Mug, further
I'll find
down.
a bunk then.
He just grins at you, Haldir, and says, "Have a good rest. You look like you need it." Mug, he'll lead you further down towards where there's storage and also a pair of metal cages that don't have a lot of room. They're kind of like almost standing room only. And he cracks one open and goes, "Just toss him in here. I presume
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
he won't get out of here anytime soon."
Good, good.
And then he goes rummaging, looking for the keys to the cell to lock it up.
That's good work. I'm glad we sorted it out. I'll better get some rest before the morning comes then.
Where is Silas in all this?
Probably still on the
Oh,
shoulders.
yeah.
At the other shoulder.
That's what I feared.
Yeah. But forget about that. He's too light.
The sailor says, "Sure thing. You probably want to get the boss to bed as well. In the meantime,
Oh, right.
I'll look after this." And he gestures towards the prisoner.
Thanks, dude.
Wisp, I presume that you've also made your way towards a bunk somewhere.
I have the idea that, like, would it be good to try and sneak out now or early in the morning before everyone's up to try and, like, go after that letter, if that makes sense?
You know that to get more information, you're probably going to want to speak to the syndicate. But considering that you were attacked on the way from the Shattered Hand, you probably would feel that probably safer to do that in daylight.
Okay.
Mug, you, with Silas on your shoulder, would take him towards the bunk that, or basically the room that he and Alara had shacked up in. You find the door unlocked and you can go in and toss him on his bed if you want in there.
Yeah. Is Alara in there?
No. I'll get you to do a perception check.
Let's see how it is. It's not. Yeah, that's not.
Rightio. You almost miss it in tossing Silas on the bed. In fact, you nearly toss him on it, but there is a letter left on the pillow.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess Mug takes the leg off bed, so he's. But Mug, he just tosses the letter to the side.
Alrighty.
That does make sense for Mug.
Rightio. So, Mug, you just turfed Silas into bed. You've picked the letter up out of the way, but you've just literally put it aside.
Also, I'm thinking since Alara is not there, and Mug is tired, and there's probably a space for the
It is a bigger bed, so yes. Right.
He's going to fall asleep next to Silas.
Rightio. I think this would be a good spot to leave the session for the night. God, this is going to be glorious when Silas wakes up.
Definitely.
Rightio. I'll get a yo-ho from all the crew, and I will stop the recording for tonight.
Yo ho.
Yo ho!
Yo-ho.
Yo-ho.